Howdy folks, today we're playing Patchwork Combo in Brothers War Standard built around Patchwork Crawler to go infinite and deal your opponent infinite damage with Battlefield Butcher. Shout out to Marcus for submitting this deck, and let's get into the video. Okay, we're going first here. And I don't mind the hand, honestly. Playing Patchwork Combo. Interesting deck. It's all about getting things into your graveyard with relevant abilities, like Deathbloom Ritualist, and exiling them with Crawler, which we don't have in our hand right now, but hopefully you see later in this game, and getting the relevant abilities. It's a pretty interesting deck. Okay, so problem here, stuck on lands. So I think we need to just play this Goyf out. The saddest Lhurygoyf to ever exist. That's not true. I played a lot of Tarmogoyfs into Rest in Pieces in my time. I know what a sad Tarmogoyf looks like. But you know, different style of Lhurygoyf here. You know, we got the Urborg Lhurygoyf. Our team, the opponent rather, is looking at it like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, we're capped on mana here. Is the hard part. This deck is running a fair few amount of lands. We really are struggling to draw lands. I think we will change that fact in the next portion here. Okay, that's something that can get creature cards in the graveyard. Opponent is all about this Naya something or other. They're Fablein. Not really sure. They could. Would I be that surprised if next turn they just discard Big Whammy and reanimate it? I would not be that surprised, honestly. Definitely seems like that kind of deck with the Connive. They have some big reanimation pieces in hand. Probably just play a Portal to Phyrexia or something next turn, and it will be all she wrote. And there's Deathbloom Ritualist, though. It's an island on the field. Now we can start milling cards. There we go. Now we can get in with the Lhurygoyf. We're just a couple turns behind, folks. Just a couple turns behind. See if they're discarding anything crazy. Portal to Phyrexia, we don't want to see 2 lands. We're okay with that. You can use your 2 lands all day. We'll block this 2/2. Might even block the 2/1, honestly. Probably not, but we're definitely blocking the 2/2 if they get in with it. Okay, definitely blocking the 2/2. Lhurygoyf's getting kind of big, though. Well, it's gonna have to block it every turn now, feels like. No lands in the graveyard yet for this farmer. I think we're gonna discard this Ritualist again. We can't play it this turn. I think we're fine to discard it. So we draw. Prowler. Okay. Gonna get in with this Lhurygoyf. See what our opponent does. Cycles the Jetmir's Garden. Okay. Okay, interesting. Giving our opponents the beatdowns here. Opponent blocks. So we have this old Stickfingers. Yeah, I think we're going with the old Stickfingers here with the X equals 2, just to get some stuff in our graveyard. Didn't need much there. Wanted to see what our opponent did with that open mana first before committing. We were pretty confident that our opponent wouldn't. Ooh. they have to have some sort of reanimation spell here, I would imagine. There's no way they kept a hand that doesn't have a reanimation spell. My guess is they just kept a hand that was missing one of these big boom booms. Yeah, they definitely have that. Okay. The thing is, we have some guys that are bigger than the Titan of Industry. They get 4+1/+1 counters on it, though. Interesting. Getting a shield counter on the Titan, sure. Can get this Death Charged Colossus into our graveyard. Does no good in our hand. Another Eerie Soul Tender. Interesting spot that we're in. This Ritualist isn't that good. We have nothing. Really, we're just hoping to hit the combo at this point. Crawler's in the graveyard. No lands to get back still, unfortunately. But I think we're just going to try to mill a bunch of cards. And hope that we get big enough creatures to get over this Titan of Industry. Looks like we're gonna get some lands back. Attack with both of these. They'll be able to trade the shield counter plus another creature for this Titan, probably the Rafine's Informant, for the one of these creatures. Opponent's definitely under some heat, though. Yep, that's how we want to block. Problem now is our opponent can chump block for days with this reflection combo. Probably need to draw a Skyfisher Spider here. Just a good old reflection combo getting us. You know, the Titan of Industry, which it's bad too, but it's not maybe as bad as just infinite chump block. I mean, this kind of gets infinite chump blockers in a way. Opponent's going to actually just attack for a bunch. We have to block. Going to need a really good draw this turn. I think we're going to come up just short. Opponent gave us the time we needed. We just didn't... We stumbled a turn too much. Like, if we had this Lhurygoyf attacking one turn earlier, and they were at, say, 9 life right now, feel a lot better about where we're at. So it wouldn't be great, though. I think it would have influenced our opponent's jump blocking. Maybe they would have had to block with this reflection earlier. It's tough. Tough spot for sure. Opponent's making easy decision tough. They're just really stringing out this game. We still have a chance, I think, though, for infinite mana at least with the patchwork. Or, yeah, using the Depth Charge Colossus and Patchwork Crawler. So essentially, you know, and the Deathbloom Ritualist, we get the Patchwork Crawler on the battlefield next turn if we draw one. Then we exile a Deathbloom Ritualist, add blue mana, and then exile Depth Charge Colossus, and then you have infinite mana that way. Problem is, even with infinite mana, we can exile a bunch of creature cards, but we can't do anything lethal here. Opponent is not attacking with their 11/11. Doesn't want to give up the shield counter. We're going to take this, and hopefully we draw Prowler. So close. A blue 2-drop. I was like, oh, did we do it? No, with last we did not do it. Close, though. Close, but you kind of see the building blocks of the combo here. Opponent got us with their combo first. You know, they're playing the meta combo. We're playing the off-meta fun combo. Opponent got us here first, but we had a chance in this game already. Let's see if we can win one. Okay, before we see if we can win one, I just want to explain a little bit more about the deck. So you saw a lot of the pieces in action there, which is kind of why I like doing this style with the deck tech is after the first game. But yeah, Patchwork Crawler is a 2-mana 1/2. That has ability 3. Exile target creature card from your graveyard to put +1/+1 counter on Patchwork Crawler. But the real exciting text is Patchwork Crawler's all activated abilities all creatures exiled with him. So if you have the Patchwork Crawler and you exile a Deathbloom Ritualist with a lot of cards in your graveyard, you can make a lot of mana. Also, if you have a Depth Charge Colossus in your graveyard, you can make infinite mana, because as long as you make more than 3 mana with the Deathbloom Ritualist and the Depth Charge Colossus abilities on one creature, you can go infinite. With infinite mana and infinite untaps, how can you kill your opponent? Well, in our deck, you're killing your opponent with Battlefield Butcher by tapping to make each opponent lose 2 life, and it costs 1 less to activate for each creature card in graveyard. Should be free, basically, when you're activating this combo. So you just basically need infinite untaps. With infinite mana, you can get infinite untaps. And that's the story. Everything else in our deck mills cards. So Sell-Off Entomber kind of gets the glut of all these creatures out of your hand. Prowler mills cards. Farmer mills cards. Soul Tender mills cards. Or they're mill payoffs. Or just like body payoffs, like Fell Stinger is really good. You can just get rid of your Blanchwood Prowler or your Eccentric Farmer. Sky Fisher Spider is a really premium removal spell in these sort of mill decks. It also, when it dies, gains a bunch of life for each creature card in your graveyard. And then we also have the beatdown plan with the Lhurygoyf and Stickfingers. If you're going to have a bunch of creatures in your graveyard, having Stickfingers and Lhurygoyf is a good way to capitalize on that. So I'm pretty liking this deck. I think I played a similar mill deck earlier, but it didn't have the combo finish. So I'm really excited to see the combo version. And then you also have these really big beatdown creatures with the old Stickfingers and the Lhurygoyf. So I think both plans, while on their own, are not good. But if they're both, very strong plans in the same deck, I think it could make a decently competitive deck. So that's sort of that's the plan here. Shout out to Marcus again for submitting it. Really cool deck. I think has a chance to win some games. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, we're going first. This hand, not nearly enough lands going on. This hand, the land situation is a little bit better. It's not great though. I think we want to get rid of this Soul Tender. Get this Cascade onto the battlefield. That way we can play our choice of Prowler or Crawler. I think we're going to end up playing this Prowler. I think I mix the names of these sometimes, but you know what happens. All right, let's hope we mill a land. I feel like we're decently likely. We should be about 50% to mill a land here. Opponent is thinking of whether they should kill our Blanchwood Prowler. We did not mill a land, so we get a +1/+1 counter on it. Still going to be able to kill with a cut down if they have it. Don't have it. Nice thing part about not milling a land is, well, at least we have a bigger Goyf. You're just going to go ahead and attack right here. I do use the cut down. Makes us have a bigger Goyf. 2 mana 4/5, not a bad place to be. Drawing lands would be pretty good if we get a Eccentric Farmer on the field next turn, especially if our opponent hits us with an Infernal Grasp or something to remove our Lhurygoyf. But yeah, Farmer, untap land here into Farmer would be pretty nice. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have Graveyard Trespasser. That's a card that we would not like to see. Oh, Soul Transfer is Zaki too. Well, we did draw the land at least. Let's see if we can't mill a land. Wow. Okay. Not too many lands in the deck, though. I think we'd rather keep the Death Toucher, just in case they have a Shelly or something. And draw some cards. Get a land down. Invoke Despair, sure. So we don't have a Deathbloom Ritualist in the... Oh, we do, okay. We don't have a Colossus in the yard yet, though. Or... Let's Blanchwood Prowler first, see what we hit in the graveyard. Land, Prowler, and Glade. Play the Glade. I think now that we have like Invoke Protection, we're going to play the Crawler now. And we're going to hope with this Eerie Soul Tender, we're going to hope our opponent taps out on like Sheldred plus Tainted Adversary or some nonsense here. And it gives us a free turn to hopefully combo off. We'll see though. If not, Skyfisher Spider. Can sacrifice the Prowler and get some work done. Okay, I'm fine with that. Come get whatever you want. Come get whatever you want. Probably going to get our Spider. It's the best card in our hand. I might be scared of the Ritualist, but there's a chance they take the Ritualist if they don't know what we're doing with the combo. If I was on the other side of the field, I would be not sure what the heck it all is going on. They might take the Ritualist. No shot to take this Soul Tender, though. Because it has value from the graveyard. And they did take the Ritualist, okay. An Underdog, so this is our turn. This is definitely our turn here. So we're going to exile. I think that's a good tapping. And exile this Ritualist. And I think we're going to... Man, what kind of mana do we want to add? I think we have to add blue mana still. And then we're going to add blue mana. 10 blue mana. Cast a Eerie Soul Tender and hope to mill the goods here. That wasn't the goods. That was not the goods. Another shot at it. Yet again, not the goods. Yeah, nothing else worth exiling here. That's a disappointment. Yeah, just passing the turn. Made a bunch of mana, but now I don't think this Patchwork Crawler is long for this world. That was our big swing. If our opponent doesn't take it, maybe we get an old Stickfingers that we can play. If we draw that, that would be big. Are we blocking with this Soul Tender? Does it matter? I think we'll block. Colossus, huh? Do we have... We don't have the creature that can discard a card, so... Colossus is not a great spot to be. It is just a 9/9, though. Yeah. I think we're just going to cast this as a big old 9/9. Have a lot of mana left over. We don't have any other activated abilities that we would get. I think we'll get Bellstinger back, though. I'm gonna exile or get rid of this Soul Tender, I think. I think I should have done Spellstinger stuff first. Oh, old Stickfingers, huh? So, let's see. We get cast this for 3. Or we for 2. Cast old Stickfingers for 2, and if we hit... Nah. I think we should wait till next turn. We'll wait till next turn. So next turn, we'll have a full complement of mana, hopefully. Get the old Stickfingers going. Hopefully our opponent taps out again. Opponent can grab any card in their deck right now, so it's a little scary. If we went for the old Stickfingers, we would have had to have hit exactly the tap to deal damage card and depth charge Colossus in the graveyard. I'm hoping we can block or something with this depth charge Colossus to get it into the graveyard. Hopefully our opponent just nabbed a removal spell. Opponent hasn't seen the combo, so I don't think they know what's coming. They obviously do know that we have a big Patchwork Crawler, though. It's probably worth killing. If opponent taps out here. Okay, so we definitely need to exile a creature card to... So this is good. This is good. All right, definitely have to exile just some random creature card here. I think Prowler's our worst card in the graveyard. Make it a 3/4. They get rid of that as well. So that was good for us, actually. And a Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, so as long as they don't exile the graveyard, the Depth Charge Colossus, we're fine. Oh, my goodness. Okay, they got the Depth Charge Colossus. Okay, so we have 16 mana. We'll be able to old Stickfingers. So blue, green, black. Stickfingers for 10. There. 11, I think, will leave us enough mana to execute this combo. And did we hit everybody we needed? Butcher and Depth Charge, okay. Give me the Butcher. And the... Oh, I should have done it the other way around. And the Depth Charge. Colossus. Untap Depth Charge Colossus. Auto pay. Add 25 mana. Untap Depth Charge Colossus. Auto pay. Add black mana. Untap. Auto pay. Each opponent loses 2 life. Untap. Each opponent loses 2 life. Untap. Each opponent loses 2 life. Untap. Each opponent loses 2 life. I am loving this, folks. I am loving this. Untap. Each opponent loses 2 life. Untap. Each opponent loses 2 life. Untap. Guess what? Each opponent's gonna lose some more life. Gonna untap. And our opponent sees the writing on the wall. They've seen enough of this activating shenanigans. Oh. Glorious win. Glorious, glorious, glorious win, folks. Our opponent's got to be confused on what the heck happened. Old Stickfingers dumped the rest of our stuff into the graveyard, essentially. We had the Battlefield Butcher, we had the Depth Charge Colossus. That is the combo, folks. Ooh, that has me beaming from ear to ear. Well, let's see if we can capture that moment again. I'll be a little surprised if we can, but I will be so overjoyed if we can get this twice. Our opponent has to be just like, how did we lose? But the opponent went out for the Grixis command, destroying each creature's power 2 or less. That's the thing when you play creatures that your opponent might not know what's going on. When you exile a creature with it, you get a +1/+1 counter. Opponent thought they were getting the Patchwork Crawler with the Grixis command. They were wrong. And we took home the dub. GG's, everybody. GG's. Okay, our opponent is going first with 3 lands, which kind of a miracle with this deck. We just need to mill the right cards. I'll take it. Opponent is going first on some sort of white based strategy, probably an aggro based strategy. Wouldn't be surprised to have seen a Thalia there. Interesting. Not sure if they're on big mono white, like we're going to see a Restoration of Ganjo here. Okay, or we could see a Liberator Urza's Battle Top there. Now all these have flash. Okay. Now we're just gonna get the Eccentric Farmer going. Some cards in the graveyard. Probably should play the Soul Tender first. Yeah. You're still learning with the deck. Probably should play the Soul Tender first, though, so that way next turn I would be playing a farmer and have a better chance to grab a land. Ooh, oh my goodness. We cannot beat a Lion Sash, folks. We need to draw Skyfisher Spider ASAP. Oh my goodness, we cannot beat a Lion Sash. Honestly, if we don't draw a Skyfisher Spider this turn, I might concede. Oh my goodness, we literally just cannot beat Lion Sash straight up. That's a card that just beats us outright. Yeah, I mean, that's our whole deck. Yeah, we can't beat it. Hey, one of the downsides of this deck. Sometimes you just run into your opponent playing Lion Sash main deck in an all-white deck. It happens, you know. It definitely happens. Did I have fun in the match? No, I did not. Crying face for you for playing Lion Sash against my graveyard deck. Alrighty, let's get a better matchup for the next match. Okay, I'm excited about this hand. Doesn't have anything untapped, but you know, we'll make it work. Drawing an untapped land here wouldn't be bad. I like to see that. You definitely want the green on turn 2, so playing the Dreamroot Cascade. Opponent's on mono blue. Well, we might not resolve anything this game. That could be a problem. So if our opponent finds this worth countering. My guess is no, but it's mono blue, so we can counter literally anything. They don't have a card draw spell, I should have countered it, but I guess they probably do. Get this forest back. Didn't have anything there, okay. Gonna try to get a Soul Tender resolved. If they counter it, it ends up in the graveyard. We're not that sad, you know. I mean, they're countering a 3-1. I mean, they're doing it, you know. They're passing. Yeah, we're just going to try to draw more counters out of our opponent. Just trying to play both Lhurygoyfs. They're just going to get bigger and bigger over time. Sure. Making our opponent tap out is good, though. Makes the Lhurygoyfs bigger. They have a Fading Hope for it. Sounds good. Opponent is hemorrhaging cards right now. Next turn we get a Lhurygoyf and a Stickfingers down. And those are big bodies. Yeah, we're going to be able to outclass the Tolarian Terror here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to double kick. Oh my goodness. 8 and 9. 8 and 9, folks. 2/8's coming down next turn. Well, if I draw it untapped. Black or green source. Black source has to be. The opponents need to get on the Hadijin plan or something. I mean, they're feeling it. Opponent knows they're in a tough spot. Okay, they had the Hadijin though. They draw the untapped black. Let's get in with a Goyf. We'll offer this double bluff. If they want to trade with the Hadijin, we would be happy to do so. Yep, Spax equals 0 to start. It's a legendary creature. Oh, damn, that's right. Okay, okay. And we're going to try to play things to make one of these cards lethal next turn. I don't think we're going to die to a Hadijin this next turn. I'd be kind of surprised. Try scoring, sure. 9/9. Opponent's going to need some way to protect from this 9/9 and 9/10 coming at him. Discarded a land, okay. Another Thirst for Discovery. Probably they're dead on board right now, so they have to figure something out. Even if they just have a Fading Hope, it might be enough. Probably need to draw a Skyfisher Spider. We'd be happy about that this turn. We'd be really happy about that. Doesn't have another basic. They did have another basic land, but decided to discard other things. Wow. That was the draw we needed. Yeah, just gonna attack here. See what our opponent has for us. So they have a Fading Hope. They don't? Alrighty. Hey, the beatdown gets done sometimes. Hey, that's not a bad plan against mono blue. Just play really big creatures. If they did have a turn 3 Hadijin, I think we might have been in trouble, but they opted to just counter our stuff, so we'll take it. Alrighty, we're back with a wrap up with Patchwork Combo, and I loved this deck. Wow, I haven't had as much fun as I did with this deck playing Magic in a while. This was just wildly fun. It does the split game plan thing I was talking about really well, where you have just this nice big beatdown plan. I mean, these creatures are 10 power-ish routinely, right? I mean, the Lhurygoyf and the Stickfingers. And if you have the mana, you could just cast a depth charge Colossus. If you have a Ritualist or a Patchwork Crawler that has exile the Ritualist or something, I mean, you have big creatures, big plans for the beatdown. Skyfisher Spider is an elite removal spell, destroys a target non-land permanent. We had our opponent locked up in that last mono blue game, no matter if they had a way to bounce one of our creatures or something of that nature. But the combo part is really cool too. I mean, we saw in that one game how just fun it was to get the Patchwork down, to get the Deathbloom Ritualist, and then untap with to get a bunch of mana, and then to exile the depth charge Colossus, so that way you can start untapping it, and that way you have infinite mana. Then once you have infinite mana, you go get the Battlefield Butcher, and now you have infinite mana, you have infinite untaps. And with infinite untapped, you can just kill your opponent by tapping it as many times as they have life, divided by 2. So it's really a pretty neat deck. I had a lot of fun. Thank you again, Marcus, for submitting it. I honestly think this is a deck that could get better with sets to come. You'll always get more graveyard enablers. I think, if some of these cards like Eccentric Farmer and Eerie Soul Tender come down a mana, if they come into the 2 mana range, I think this deck gets a lot better. So you don't have to probably hit 3 mana as much. If you could really get to a spot where you almost never had to get 3 mana, except for if you wanted to cast your Skyfisher Spider, I think you'd be really happy about that. So I think there's definitely ways that this deck could improve in the future. So it's a deck I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on going into future sets. But wow, just a fun time, honestly. I mean, can't say too much other than that. So thank you again for Marcus for submitting it. And if you want me to play your deck in this spot, please submit it in the I Play Your Deck Google form down in the description, below the description of what we're kind of doing in this video. Also, if you're here in this part of the video and you like the video, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Doing those things helps reach the reach of the channel and gets more people hopefully to submit decks. We get more cool, innovative ideas like this to play around with. If you like this video, you might like my last video you can see on the end card right now. And until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.